Hello class, I just wanted to drop a quick video announcement to sort of summarize the week that was and to get you all ready for the coming week. I like to do these every Tuesday, again to summarize what happened last week and to talk about what's coming up. So I hope you all had a good Labor Day weekend. Maybe took advantage of the holiday, celebrating our country's labor history. And I hope you were able to do that by going out and buying something awesome or going on a cool vacation. If you did something cool, you should say something in the comment section below this video. Love to hear what you did. I did something. I didn't do much. I went to a park with my kids. That was fun. And yeah, I was just excited to have a long weekend, which I kind of blew it with the due date. Sorry about that. Sorry about sending out that email saying everything was due yesterday. It wasn't. It's all due today. So I hope I didn't freak anyone out. To all of your credit, I did not get any panicky or freaked out emails. So good job keeping it together. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I even had reminders on my calendar and everything. I just slipped my mind. So sorry about that, but good job handling it. Okay, I do want to talk about some of the things that happened last week. Your Smart Sparrow lessons. Hopefully you have all been able to do that. Last I checked, most of you had, so that's good. Yeah, so the Smart Sparrow lessons are not synced up with Canvas, so you will not see your Smart Sparrow grade in Canvas until tomorrow or Thursday, and that's because I grade those manually. I like to see what you've been putting down and what your thoughts are. So yeah, look for those grades this week. Let's talk about the weekly discussion question. For those of you who responded, great, good job. I was pleased with the answers for the most part. I do think they did get a little repetitive, and I would like to see some more creative and critical thinking. So a good number of you put down that the reason we study history is to not repeat past mistakes. The quote that got thrown around a lot was something along the lines of those who do not learn or study history are doomed to repeat it. And there's a lot of truth to that, and a lot of credence to the belief that learning history helps us to avoid past mistakes. That's absolutely true. But we also have to be very, very, very careful in that assumption, because the past history is very different from what we're experiencing today, right? Just an example would be the progressives of the early 20th century, which we'll be talking about in a couple weeks. Those progressives were very different from the people who identify as progressives today, and so it would be a mistake in a lot of ways to lump those two together. In some ways, no, not so much, but in a lot of ways, yes, it would be. So we do have to be very careful when we say, "Oh, this is just like Hitler's Germany, or Stalin's Russia, or the Civil War. This is what happened before the Civil War," things like that. I'm always very skeptical when I hear that, because it's not, right? How could it be? The world of the past was the past. It's not like today. So I think I mentioned this in the video, but I'll repeat it here and then I'll move on. But historians, what we're trying to do is basically build a puzzle without all the pieces and without the picture on the box. We can't recreate the past. We don't have the tools or the materials. We can just get a good idea and a good understanding of what happened. So there are some hard facts, right? Lincoln was shot. That absolutely happened. The United States fought a war against Great Britain for independence, right? But what do those facts mean? How they are interpreted is changing, and a lot of people differ in how they interpret those facts, and that's what historians do. In a lot of ways, history is a conversation, which is why we have the discussion boards. So one question that I got in regards to the discussion board, I actually got this question a lot, was do you have to respond to your classmates? The short answer is no, you don't have to. It's your participation, and I don't want to force you to participate. But I do think it's a good idea, especially if you see a comment that you think is interesting, or you have a question about it, or you disagree with someone. It's absolutely okay to disagree, as long as we do it respectfully. This is one of the skills that I'd like us to develop as a class, because every day you're going to come in contact with someone with whom you disagree on something, and whether it be a crazy uncle who posts things on social media, or a wildly disappointed father-in-law. I'll stop describing my own situation, but you get the idea. We always run into people with whom we disagree, and it's a skill to be able to interact with those people in a respectful way, and in a way that we can come away feeling uplifted and have a positive interaction. So if you do disagree with your classmate, great, but please do so in a respectful way, and don't take offense. Okay, so much for that. The weekly discussion questions. Keep it up. Research projects. Section 1 is going to be over in a couple weeks, so if you want to do a research project for this section, you need to be thinking about what questions you'd like to ask, what topics you'd like to research, and also how you'd like to present that research. Come up with a few ideas and let me know via email, and we'll get the ball rolling on it. Other than that, I think you're all doing great. Week 1 is always kind of a mess, especially this week, so we'll just call it a trial run and move on. This week we're going to be talking about the West, which is one of my favorite topics. It's sort of what I specialize in my research, so I hope you enjoy it. And as always, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, please let me know. Otherwise, keep it up, and we'll talk soon.